It is recorded.
So I'll call this meeting to order. I would ask everyone to please either turn their cell phone off, put it on vibrate, and ask you to please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I think we'll dispense with public presentation since there doesn't appear to be anybody here to speak this evening. So we will move on to roll call. I'll ask the fiscal officer to please call the roll.
Mr. Pulaski?
Present.
Ms. Cartwright?
Present. And please let the record show that Mr. Governor is approved for non-attendance this evening. We'll move on to the minutes. Correction to the meeting minutes of the special zoning meeting and the regular meeting that was held on January 26th. All corrections have been sent in to the fiscal officer. If there are no further corrections, those minutes will stand approved. And we'll move on to the administrator's road superintendent's report. Mr. Pulaski, do you have any questions for Mr. Rogers at this time?
No, I do not.
Mr. Rogers, the glass block contractor, did we get prices from more than one?
I got prices from 3. And the one that was approved at the meeting was the lowest of the 3 prices.
Okay, thank you.
I'm currently waiting on his W-9 or his I-9 to show up, and then I'll get the work scheduled to be completed.
And have you had an opportunity to look into either of the aggregate programs at this time?
Not at this time, I haven't. I'm up to my ears with the ODOT classes to take for the Pebble Beach project. Of the 12 modules, I've got 8 of them complete, and I've passed each one with 100%, so 4 more, hopefully I can get them done the next couple of days.
However, you are going to take time tomorrow morning
I will
and
take
you are
time.
going to go out and look at some of the roads we discussed.
That's correct, yes.
Mr. Rogers and I had discussion earlier this afternoon about some of the issues we'd like to discuss with the county engineer at our meeting on Friday morning. And since pictures seem to work a little bit better, Mr. Rogers has volunteered to take some photos, and then we will have our list of any of the roads, culverts that we believe that are in the township that the county should be taking a look at.
I saw Brian's list. It was pretty thorough. I agreed.
Yeah, we have some other ones that we want to add to that, and especially some of the areas where we think some of the roads are really in some need. So that list will be completed. I think you're going to put a list together for us as well. We'll merge the two.
Yes. I do have the second BZA hearing scheduled for March the 14th. It's for RGG at 8360 Columbia Canfield Road. They're asking for relief of the riparian setback across the back of the property. That's the second one. The first one is for Mr. Joe Lane of Revere Run, asking for relief of the fence height requirement for a stockade fence on his property. So those will be heading out to the Vindicator probably tomorrow for the legal notice, and the contiguous property owners' letters have went out today, as well as the information pack to the Zoning Board of Appeals members.
One other item we discussed the last time at the last meeting was the Station 2, Fire Station 2. Have you had an opportunity to look into that further for the air issue?
No, I have not. I've contacted the heating HVAC contractor on several occasions, and he was backed up with people's furnaces that weren't working in residential homes, and he felt that that was more important to make sure they had heat during that cold spell. So I am working with him to try to get him to back out where the possibility of the problems, the thermostat might be malfunctioning and would require that to be changed out.
Are there any other questions for Mr. Rogers at this time? Hearing none, we'll move on to the fiscal officer's report.
Well, I've only got one thing for you, and that's the warrants and Electronic payments, starting with warrant number 10920 through 10937. Electronic payments 40-2016 through 48-2016 for a total of $11,336.40. And that is it.
We also still need to discuss the CD and moving some of the funds from...
Yes, and I have been talking
Ohio.
to farmers, and there has been absolutely nothing that he's been able to offer. So we're still trying to give him some time. We've got another week. So as soon as I hear from him, I'll let everybody know. But right now, there hasn't been anything out there.
Do we want to set a meeting now while we're discussing this, so we don't
Yes.
forget to set a special meeting for the budget, and then also to discuss the moving of funds then from Star Ohio?
Okay.
And I do believe that Mr. Governor said that he would be flexible with his schedule too. I can take a look. Does somebody have his schedule?
Do not.
Hold on 1 second, I can look it up too.
We could select a couple dates, and I can forward them to him.
When do we have to make a decision on the Star Ohio?
Well, Star Ohio has no time
We
limit.
can take it out any time.
But the one coming due is on the 7th, which would be 2 days prior, or a day before our next meeting.
Okay.
Now, I already have a resolution to allow me if I can at least get 2% or better.
Okay, so right now we need to work on dates that are prior to March 4th for our meeting. So all of us can be involved, if that's okay with everybody.
Prior to
Sure.
March 4th, so you mean next Friday?
Right, I'm thinking Wednesday, since we like Wednesdays, or that seems to work for us generally.
So March 2nd?
2nd, would that be good for you?
How long is the meeting going to be?
It's going to be the budget meeting. We're going to do budget, and then we'll discuss moving the funds that we need to move around at that point. So
This is
I
what
would think
get.
it's probably going to
I'm
be
trying to get our calendar.
2 to 3 hours.
How about Thursday?
Let's look at Thursday. That would be the 3rd.
I have to teach until 2-ish,
Okay.
and then I have to teach at 5:30. So it's,
Not a problem. I can do it on Thursday, and according to Mr. Governor's schedule, I believe he can do it as well.
okay.
So why don't we tentatively set it for Thursday, March the 3rd. Want to start at 2 o'clock?
That works. That should
At
work
2
for me.
o'clock? And then...
3rd or 4th?
Third.
The 3rd?
3rd?
Yes, Thursday, it'll be March the 3rd at 2 o'clock for the purposes of discussing the budget and any other business that comes before the board. Okay. Moving on then, we'll go to new business, since there isn't any old business unless somebody has something to bring up at this time. The first item on new business will be our warrants and electronic payments. And I will move to approve warrants number 10920 through number 10937, electronic payments 40 through 2016 through 48 2016 as general and payroll obligations of the township in the amount of $11,336.40.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Hearing none, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Pulaski?
Yes.
Ms. Cartwright?
Yes. And the next item is the 2016 Parkland Lawn Maintenance. And I'll move to approve the advertisement in the Youngstown Vindicator's legal notices and begin the bidding process for the 2016 lawn maintenance for the Township Park. Bid packets will be available from March 2nd through March 21st, with the bid opening on March 21st at 10:35 a.m. at the Township Hall. The low bidding qualified contractor or contractors will be announced at the March 29th meeting.
Second that.
Mr. Rogers, do you have anything else to add to that?
I think that covers it.
Okay, then I'll ask the fiscal officer to please call the roll.
Mr. Pulaski?
Yes.
Ms. Cartwright?
Yes. The next resolution is the 2016 nuisance property contractors. I'll move to advertise in the Youngstown Vindicator's legal notices for the lawn and maintenance and/or other related contractors to serve on a pre-established bidders list to provide lawn mowing, weed removal, and other cleanup as needed for properties located in Canfield Township deemed to be nuisance as provided by ORC 505.87 and giving authority to the township to remedy said matters.
I'll second that.
Now, we're not referring back to the original. If we do not, then we have to refile this with the county.
I'm sorry?
Oh, never mind, never mind. I thought you were doing
No,
that.
we're good.
This is what happens when you're typing and trying to... Never mind.
Would you please call the roll?
Mr. Pulaski?
Yes.
Ms. Cartwright?
Yes. And we've already set the meeting for the next, to hear the next special meeting for the budget hearing. Are there any other special meetings that we need to set at this time? Then the next meeting, regular meeting, will be March 8th and 29th at 7 p.m. at the hall. And I do not believe there's any other business to come before the board. Or do you have something, Mr. Rogers?
Well, I thought we had February 29th. That's the next regular meeting. Is that correct?
I'm sorry. We have today's the 23rd.
Never mind. I'm off.
Thank you.
Scratch that from the record. Don't write that down.
Must be a bad day.
It's been a long day.
No, our next meeting will be on Tuesday, March 8th, and then we're going to move to Tuesday, March 29th, since the board and the township administrator will be attending the auditors meeting in Columbus the week of the 20th, which would be our normal meeting week. If there is no other business to come before the board this evening, I will call for adjournment at 7:14.
Second that.
Thank you.